Hello and welcome to my open world level assignment. So, this level is inspired by a major game that's out now. Um, it's a post-apocalyptic world based in Arizona and the Hoover Dam. But since it's post-apocalyptic, I made it a little bit more lush since nature is taken over with the absence of people. So, like the mentioned huge game right now, humanity have moved underground into underground civilization. Um, as you can see, we have an elevator here on the left and a temporary camp on the right. And the player plays as an involuntary nomad who wants to rejoin civilization below ground. Um, you came in on your hoverbike here from this passage, which has now crumbled with rocks. So now we have to explore this level. And I really wanted to focus on discoverability and non-linearity in this level. Um, and here in the beginning, in the hub, as a tutorial, I've placed a battery which shows its main function, where you can put it in these control panels and doors open, stuff move and such. So let's enter this uh, temporary camp, and similar here, another tutorial how the light machines work, and these are placed around the level in order to light up dark areas. Oh well, when we're up here in the camp, we get an overlook over the two main POIs, the points of interest here, which are critical to progress through the level. So we can see the wires are act as leading lines down to the dam, and then we have a little diegetic distress signal on the right in order to draw the player's attention to these two main objectives. Here we have also a crafting table where you can see that you need to craft these batteries, which you can put into the light machines with scraps and electric parts, which are scattered around at different POIs. The turbocharger is non-functional. I wanted to make a turbocharger in order to make the mount or the hover bike go faster, but I couldn't do that in time. So for this demo, we're gonna go to the right, I think. And here I was trying to work with some denial and reward, but you can still see the top of that big POI. And once you get out here, there's a hard reveal of what was or is in this world. It's a huge husk of a robot, which is not working. And then over here, oh sorry, over here is another husk, and these are placed all around the level with loot scattered around them, which you can use, and I'm going to use them right away actually to craft some batteries. So let's go back real quick to our hub. So let's craft, so now we have 3 batteries which we can carry with us because we'll probably use them later. So also for this demo, I've placed some more loot and batteries around the level just to shorten the video's time. Oh, so over here we can get a little overview of our main goals, our long-term goals, and some mid-term goals that we can in forms of different points of interest which we can discover. Oh, it was a little too fast there. So to the left, we can go to the left here, and then we have other loot locations. Oh, got stuck. So in these, there's also more loot, uh, and some environmental storytelling, but we don't have time to look at all that now. And then down here we can see that this distress signal is coming from a crashed spacecraft, and that's a dumb drone that I implemented, and they can attack the player um, and restart the level, but I couldn't really implement it into the gameplay loop for now. So right now this is more of a walking sim with some different puzzles. And here's some more environmental storytelling where the plane crashed into these robots, and now we're at one of our main POIs and with the little substructure on the side of it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Our main goal is to join people in the elevator or below ground. Use the elevator, which needs this engine and electricity from the dam. So in here, I've also placed more loot scattered around here. Here, for example, let's pick it up. And as I mentioned, I put some more batteries around just to shorten the video's time. And up here we see another dumb drone that's stuck in the fan. Here I purposely put this bridge so that when you see the exit you also see a second door, um, just to enforce the discoverability of the level. And this door leads to this second building. Here I place some rubble to push the player to the left, where we establish our second main point of interest that we need to discover. Um, and as I said, I focused on non-linearity, so it doesn't matter which building the player goes to first, we can still complete the level as intended. And here we have another light machine, which shows some more environmental storytelling where a drone has entered through the ceiling and killed people, and then maybe they killed it or destroyed it, or it just broke down. Let's make some more batteries for now, and then we can exit through this side door, which I've purposefully hid behind some foliage. But if the player finds it, doesn't matter, it can go in there and then look through this building. To the left here I wanted a cave, but in with time restraints I didn't have time to implement it. Here's another point of interest, where I use these pipes as leading lines over to the one of the main buildings. And up there, here's a little jump puzzle. You have to jump on these rocks to get up there, find more loot, and I've also hid another crafting table, which the player can discover. Here, so the main path loops around the level like a circle, and you can either go this way and then use that big skeleton that we rode down in. You can go use that to get back up, but I've also placed all these different um, exploration paths that connects the level like a web. And here's another husk. All of these have more loot, of course, and this is also POI. So at the top there's another crafting table, but it's a hassle to get up there. But you can see a bunch of loot down here, and you have to use this side path to get in and jump through the window. But we're not going to do that for this demo. So right now I'm gonna go to the dam actually. Well, let's take this path. So if the player were to come down this way instead and then choose to veer off this exploration path, we get a nice establishing shot of the whole dam coming out this way. And I used foliage to kind of sell the post-apocalyptic world where it's a world left behind in a sense. And here I placed two control panels to show that you need two batteries to get in here. And in here we have the cylinder or the turbine rooms, and this one on the other side of the big gaping hole in the middle of the ground or earth. In here it's very dark, but we can see some faint light over here, which reveals more loot, and then I placed loot in the window here to show that there's more loot to be discovered, and another battery just for the demo's purpose. Whoop. Because over here there's an elevator too, which also needs a battery. I tried to, in as many places as possible, I tried to use various geometry also to make some parallaxing effects and such to make the slow walk less boring. And here, there's more loot in the window, so if the player were to come here first and not the big building over there, we establish another shot and kind of cement into the player the main objectives that we need to go to. This walk here is kind of boring. I wanted to implement some kind of cinematic sequence, but I didn't have time to do that. And this elevator shaft is broken, and I used this door also this way just to kind of show the main building that the player needs to get to again. Get up here, activate this dam, and yes, in the big round building we picked up the engine um, in the middle of it, and now we have both the engine and the electricity in order to finish the level. And I'm going to take a shortcut here. So now we see clearly that we have electricity in the hub. Now we'll just use the elevator to go down. Excuse me. It's kind of slow, so I'm gonna jump since there's no fall damage. And here you can clearly see the effect, cause and effect of what the player just did. Sorry about the frame drop. So now we are a nomad no more and can actually place the engine that we picked up. Now it lights green and we can activate it because we have the electricity also. So let's join the others below ground where it's safe. And that's my open world level. Thanks for watching.